Oh, I fought that skeleton so terribly. I need to get my vision looked at. The problem I have with subscription services is it's pretty inevitable there'll be a price increase, which hurts so bad with subscriptions. Yeah, I hate to hate on subscription services because I do understand that they must have some value to a decent number of people. But can I say it? Can I get this out there? I think subscriptions are the worst thing to happen to the consumer economy. I think that they are a bug in the system of the capitalist world we live. Also, is this it for the stronghold? We have 4 rooms and one of them's an end portal room. No libraries? Okay, no, I don't believe that's true. I'm gonna find this library. And while I find this library, let me talk to you about the ridiculousness that is subscriptions. Because I think the whole point of the market, air quotes, is that you have to find a price that is amenable to people who you are dealing with, you know? That is the price discovery is one of the most important parts of a market. If you try to price apples at £100, no one buys them. Price apples at, 10 cents. Honestly, funnily enough, people won't buy them then either. You have to find the right price. People don't want a price that's too good to be true. People don't want a price that's too high that they can't afford it. But what's even more interesting about... Also, I really think we might be literally in nothing. We're gonna have to look through every wall here just to see if maybe, just maybe, we're missing something. But I don't think we are. I think somehow this is just the tiniest... Oh, no, there we go. No, that's the same room. We'll find... If there's more stronghold here, I'm gonna find it. You better believe. I think this really is it. I'm glad the end portal isn't destroyed, I guess we could say. But yeah, subscription services are the worst, chat, because they hide the cost of things. The cost of owning, let's just say, I would say for life to make this fair, but the cost of owning a subscription to Premiere Pro, which is the editing software I used to use on YouTube, it used to be £300, which was steep, so steep, but at least that was effectively a lifetime ownership. In reality, you'd probably be out of date within about 5 to 7 years. You'd need to buy a new version, which might cost a bit more at that point. But you're effectively buying 5 years of ownership for £300. But now, the model instead of that, because people have worked out like, ooh, big purchases hurt emotionally, now you pay monthly, and sure, you technically get the updates forever, but that same 5 years at $29.97 a month, that's what I was paying when I stopped subscribing. Now it's a lot higher. 5 years at $29.97 a month is £360 a year, or 1,800. I think that must be over the span of the rest of it. A ridiculous amount of time. iTrim is in the library. It's possible we have a library around here somewhere still. I just don't know where it could possibly be. Maybe through here? Hey! That's something. Okay, well that's nice to see. I think I have the world's most ridiculously tiny stronghold, but I'm just not believing it yet. I'm gonna still keep looking around. So you pay so much more now, and you get, and because it's monthly, it feels cheaper when you make the decision, but will cost you in the long run. So that's bad on the surface too, the hidden cost, but also it's effectively some things you want a lifetime subscription to. Like, I don't know, Netflix is a great example. If you want to watch Netflix shows, you don't buy a box set of them. You don't get to... There's no option to own it. The option is you pay that in perpetuity. A Netflix subscription only is $12.99 a month in pounds. I think it might be... I've got one of those weird subscriptions where I'm on someone else's plan, but I'm part of it. But I pay something close to £10 a month. So even on that super reduced rate, that means I'm paying £120 a year. And for the rest of my life, that's like, hopefully I live 50 years. We're talking about thousands of pounds I have to give Netflix if I want to keep on watching some shows that are coming out. Okay, so yeah, I think it's a little wild once you really, really dive into it. Anyway, I think we just got to go to the end at this point. I'm running out of places that I can look and maybe find more stronghold. I think it really is just this tiny. So yeah, they really suck because they take money out of you. And so the reason they suck is because they take advantage of two facts. One is the fact that I think a lot of people don't do the maths of how much a subscription will cost them. honestly, actually, my bigger rant in general is that people see income. Like, if you earn, you know, $15 an hour at your job, and then therefore every week you earn $600, if I've done that maths correctly. People see their income as this amount of money that is just going to keep on rolling in. You know, your income is in you know, like, and that's like a reasonable assumption that you'll probably keep working. But then, so people know if I'm gonna have 600 a week rolling in forever, then it makes sense that I can finance some of my purchases using that income, or in the form of a subscription. Oh yeah, I'll just take, you know, 600 is so much every week. I can take £2 of that to throw at a Netflix subscription, but then you take another 5, you know, like every week. I guess we could just say 2,400 every month. You take 10 of that to throw at a Netflix subscription, $29.97 to throw at a Premiere Pro subscription. This is such a sad stronghold, by the way. I really just don't believe it. Yeah, like, you add up all these little costs, and then by the time you're done, you're like, actually, kind of expensive, huh? Like, by the time you add it all up there, but each individual purchase seemed entirely rational at the moment you made those individual purchases. But taken as a collective, it's like a ludicrous sum, and it keeps on coming forever. Budgeting £10 for entertainment as a one-time cost out of your 2,400 salary, really reasonable. Budgeting £10 forever till the end of time, because here's the other thing that every subscription service relies on is people who forget that they have a subscription and so don't cancel it. And there's something I know evil about an economic transaction that kind of understates how big of a transaction it's going to be, first of all, which is fundamentally, I think, what everyone does by being like, oh, it's just £10 a month. What is that? £10 is easy. You spend that much on free coffees. But unlike free coffees, which are made for you very consciously, or whatever, you wouldn't get free coffees anymore, huh? You spend that on 2 coffees. You can see how much coffee I'm buying, honestly. You know, I have a caffeine problem, but like not the type of problem where I consume too much. The type of problem where if I consume any amount, it kills me. And so then what's even worse than that, as chat is rightly mentioning, is to apportion that amount of income for the rest of time to accidentally forget about it, and they don't refund you if, like, oh, you didn't use the service. It's like, it's on you. I can't go to the end while I'm still ranting, because I will die to the dragon. So I'm just going to finish my point here. I bought a subscription. Okay, so I got this subscription, this trial subscription, for something I really need, chat. It's a really niche frequent flyer website tool thing for using points. If you're in the game, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you don't, you'll be glad I'm not mentioning it. But it's £80 a year, 80 Great British pounds, about $100 a year, but you get a 2-week free trial. And so every other subscription service out there, the way you get the free trial is you give them your credit card details, but then you're allowed to cancel at any point in those 2 weeks of the free trial. They canceled my trial on the moment I removed my credit card details. They're like, we're canceling your trial, not worth it. So I gave them the credit card, which I have a spare one, a burner one that I use. It only will send money if I approve it. It asks for my permission first, and if I don't give the permission, it won't take the money out. So it's a way that I can take back control on subscriptions. So what happened is they this company that, again, it's like they provide a good service, but they've got the scummiest business model because they tried to take the money, and I was like, oh, okay, my bad. I don't take that money from me. I only wanted the trial, and I only wanted to keep the trial for as long as I could. So I unsubscribed on their website on I think like the 12th of January, let's say. And so, because they tried to charge me on the 11th of January. And so they said, sorry to see you go, but that's fine. And then they tried to charge me again on the 15th. It says on their website, subscription cancelled, but they're still trying to charge me that amount of money, with the logic being, well, you forgot to cancel before the time, and so even though you've now cancelled, we know you don't want this service, we had you were technically here on that time, and so they're continuously trying to bill me for it. They don't let you remove your card details from it. And I'm like, oh, I'm glad I have one of those. They'd have just taken money and argued, it's ours now, try and fight this back from us legally. But yeah, subscription. The reason that like the Primes and the Apple TVs of the world don't do that is because it's bad PR, right? Like it's not good for you. But it's a part of how they, you know, whenever you see it, you realize like, oh, you're letting your true colors fly here. DoorDash keeps trying to charge me for Dash Pass subscription and will not stop trying to charge me, but won't let me cancel because I technically don't have it because I haven't been paying for it. Yeah, you have the same problem. It's the They're like, well, you forgot to cancel, so it's your problem now. Oh, we can't take money from you? Well, it'll be your problem as soon as we get that money, and we're not letting you not make it your problem. I had this years ago. There was a weird thing. If you signed up for like the Sun newspaper, which cost, I don't know, like £7 a month, but you got a free, 2-month trial. And if you didn't cancel it before the end of the first month, they'd give you £5 or something like that. And so I tried to cancel on like day 32 or something, and they're like, oh yeah, it's a 2-month free trial, but we bill monthly, the month in advance, and so we're still going to try and bill you for that. And so I had to like, take away their ability to do so on PayPal. But I like that subscription services are fundamentally built in a way that tries to favor not the subscriber, but the subscribee, I guess you could say. And that's kind of rude.